Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year. I haven't done a video like this since before last year. So, I'm going to go over the two different systems that somebody, you guys asked me, well, what's the difference? Why? And I like to teach you guys and understand why. So, I'm going to show you something. And if you understand electrical, you'll get it. But if you're watching my page, you should be starting to understand this stuff. Breaker no further than 6, a little bit more if you have to, from the battery. The breaker is not for the pump. Everybody thinks the breaker is for the pump. The breaker has nothing to do with the pump. It's to protect the line that you're running. Just so you guys know that. It's just like if you go to your car, your fuse box is right next to the battery, 6 inches. Same reason I'm teaching you. So here's the part number for the micro switch. As you can tell, it's rated for 15.1 amps, right? Your pump calls for 24 amps max, right? But when you're on and off the gun, you create resistance and voltage drop. So you have to go with bigger wire for bigger runs. And you guys might think it's crazy. This guy wants me to run this. I'm telling you, I've been doing this for 30 years. The voltmeter will show you. I don't have to say anything. I just got to put the voltmeter on it and the machine will tell you if it passes or fails. So, you got to do your voltage drop test. You're building an electrical system. You want stored power, not wasted power. Thin wire creates wasted power. Wrong breakers, wasted power. Wrong switch, wasted power. Coming on and off the gun, crazy, get an accumulator. Accumulators are great. If that's what you need, get it. They're awesome. They save pumps. The reason why is they slow down the wiring, make the wire cool down, and it gives the pump a break. So that's the plus of having an accumulator. Plus it gives you a little more oomph, I think, off the gun. So with these micro switches, and they're getting into the wiring, if you run too thin a wire and you're running a wire that they're using for farm equipment to spray for 30 minutes straight, that's not the same as what you guys are doing. Okay? You guys are spraying at a different pressure. The more pressure you request that machine to put out, the more amperage that system is going to pull. I showed a video on that also. This is what I mean when I say you have to understand your equipment. Because if you don't understand your equipment, guys, you're just going to go bankrupt because you're wasting money. Make sure you're in a circle that is giving you growth. And if they don't have answers for you, you need to find another circle. It's that simple. You got to get growth. And you got to learn. You got to get educated. You got to keep the ROI in your pocket. You can't be just blowing money because stuff is installed wrong. That's just, I can't even say it on the line. The things I would say sometimes. So anyway, when you're on and off the gun, this thing will burn up. Will melt. It's a circuit, right? You have wire coming in, wire going in, out, right? This is on, off. Well, the wire gets hot, it melts, right? So this is a circuit inside. That's how these burn up. If you need to replace it, I showed you the number. You can order them on Amazon. That's what it looks like. That's what the top looks like, just so you know what you're ordering, okay? But to go further, if you do work and even an accumulator, and your wire is stacked like perfect, your voltage drop is barely anything, you got, and you're on and off the gun, then maybe this system is going to be a better system for you. And I'm about to explain this. This is the advanced to understand, how to do electrical. But when you're building a system that you're asking something to come on and off, and you're using a little circuit like this, and it's going to overheat, right? No matter what you do, right? This little thing is going to eventually burn up. Just depends if you're an on and off type of guy. Remember that. The on off is the key word. It creates a lot of problems. So I did 5 of these videos and I keep deleting it. So say this is broke. So I say, hey, you can build the system that I do for everybody. You know, save all the pumps. Why throw them out? You could still use them. So in a DOL pressure switch, I call it, it's Pump Tech. It has 4 screws. I did a video on this. You have a connector on this side, a connector on this plate, connector, okay? Over here, you cut all the wires from the top off, right? You have the positive and the negative. The negative goes straight to the battery, okay? Always goes straight to the battery. Or if you have a bus bar, it goes to the bus bar first, right? And then your heavier gauge goes back to the battery. That's the way you should do it. So then your positive comes out of here. So what is the difference between this, what's in your pump, and this is a circuit that burns up with connectors and melts, right? This is just a plate that when on the side of it, I wish I had one. I know some of you guys complain, but if I had more, I'll say this, and I'm not trying to be rude, but if you guys want me to put more stuff together and invest money, I need more donations. I'll build stuff and raffle it if I had to. I really don't care, but I'm not wasting my money. So you could Google the pictures and figure it out if you have to, or go back to my videos and understand it. But I thought I had one here and I don't. Steve took the other one, which is his, so I got to finish it at the shop, his other truck. So these plates, this power wire goes into here. You have your 2 connectors, connector, back to your battery, you know, your switch, your breaker, and all that stuff on the way back. When it pressurizes up here, this plate breaks open, this contact. If you ever messed with a well, it's the same thing, guys. There's nothing different. I'm just using this to break and shut the pump off. So this comes up, it breaks the contact. Now there's no power because it can't get across and back because the plate's open, right? It might have a name for it. I don't know what it is, but to me, it's a contact plate on both sides. So when you get on the gun, the pressure drops in the line, these plates close, which then feeds power through and back to your pump. So that's how that works. Now, the biggest difference, like I said, I could come on and off the gun with this. I'm not going to burn this up. But if I do that with this, I'm going to burn this up because it's not made for this. This is made for, like I say, RVs, to flush a toilet. It fills up the toilet, take a shower, turn the sink on. And one of them 50 wheels, that's what's in there, guys. You know, they have these pumps that run them sinks and stuff because they're demand pumps. So you don't need, well, you need power, of course, but, you know, you don't have to turn it on and off. It does it by itself when it knows it drops pressure. So it does the same thing here. So hopefully that makes more sense. If there's anything else I could help with, please let me know. Fuses. I don't know if I said it, but I'm going to say it again because I don't remember. Should be at the battery, 6 inches from the battery. Why? Go out to your vehicle. Your battery, your fuse box is right next to your battery. Why? Because it's 6 inches from the battery, pretty much. Yours, just remember, everybody thinks the breaker is for the pump. The breaker and the fuse have nothing to do with this pump, guys. It's to protect the line that you're running to the pump. So if this line shorts out, that it will read because the current gets pulled the highest from the battery, right? Because that's where the power's coming from. So if you don't put a breaker here, this is the hottest point, and you put the breaker all the way up here, guys, this stuff is going to cook until it hits the breaker. So what does that tell you? All this goes on fire if the wire is too thin, or it just burns everything up. It fries your batteries, or if you get into an accident and you have the breaker all the way up here and these 2 wires pinch, this battery is going to keep discharging because this breaker up here is doing nothing It doesn't belong there. It's not for the pump. It's for the line that feeds the pump. Hope that makes more sense. Have a great night, guys. I'm sending this one no matter what.